Let me give you two numbers and I want you to sit down with both of them. Number one, over 92,000 tech workers have been laid off so far in 2026. Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle, companies making record profits, cutting thousands of people in the name of AI efficiency. Engineers, developers, project managers, people who have spent years building valuable skills, now updating their resume in a market that feels tighter than it has in a decade. Number two, there are currently over 500,000 skilled trade jobs sitting empty across North America right now. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, welders, jobs that pay between $60,000 and $120,000 a year, and in some cases way above that. Jobs that companies are desperate to fill, jobs that nobody is applying for fast enough. Two realities at the same time. One industry shedding workers faster than news cycle can keep up with. Another industry practically begging people to show up. And here's the part that most people are completely missing. These two things are not separate stories. They are actually the same story. And by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why. My name is Olu, and this channel is about building real career and a real life through strategy and not luck. And today we're going to talk about something that I think is one of the most important career conversations happening right now. And almost nobody in tech and in the career space is having it, honestly. Let's get into it. I want to start with the retirement wave because this is where the real story begins. And the numbers are staggering. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, roughly 1 in 4 skilled tradespeople are expected to retire in 2030. That is 4 years away, 1 in 4. In the electrical industry specifically, nearly 30% of union electricians are currently near retirement age. McKinsey found that 70% of electrical supervisors are baby boomers. When those people retire, they take not just the headcount, but decades of industry knowledge with them. And here's the ratio that should stop you in your tracks. For every 5 tradespeople leaving the workplace right now, only about 2 are entering. 5 out, 2 in every single year. The construction industry alone needs 349,000 new workers in 2026 just to keep up. The US is on track to be 550,000 short of plumbers in 2027. The American Welding Society is warning of a shortage of nearly 400,000 welders this year alone. And what has been the response from young people? For the past 30 years, the cultural message pushed by schools, guidance counselors, and parents was clear: to go to university, get a degree, get a white-collar job. The trades were positioned as a fallback, a second choice, something you did if academic path did not work out. That messaging had consequences. Enrollment in trades programs collapsed. The generational pipeline dried up, and now the industry is staying at a shortage that experts broadly agree will last through at least the early 2030s. That is a long window. And in labor economics, when demand dramatically outpaces supply, one thing happens reliably: wages rise. Let me talk about what tradespeople are actually earning right now, because I think a lot of people will be genuinely surprised. Electricians earn a median salary of around $62,000 per year. Plumbers come in at roughly the same level. HVAC technicians specializing in commercial or data center work are earning between $90,000 to $120,000. Master plumbers with their own businesses are clearing $150,000 or more annually. But here's where things get interesting. In markets with the highest concentrations of data centers, and I will explain why data centers matter in a moment, the numbers start to look completely different. Junior electricians near Washington, D.C., one of the world's largest data center hubs, start their apprenticeship around $26 an hour. After completing a 5-year apprenticeship, journeyman electricians earn roughly $59 an hour. That's over $150,000 a year plus benefits, health insurance, and a pension. Overtime and supervisory roles, annual earnings can approach $200,000. And then here is what a TV host, Mike Rowley, shared recently. He said he personally met 3 electricians under the age of 30 earning between $240,000 and $280,000 a year. No student debt, no computer science degree, earning while learning through apprenticeship program, and building skills that compound in value with every passing year. The trades are not fallback anymore. And for people paying attention, they are strategy. Now, I want to address the question that I know is sitting on your mind right now, because it's one question that everyone asks. What about robots? What about AI? Surely it's just a matter of time before machines replace tradespeople too. This is where the conversation gets really interesting. The answer is not in the near future, not by a long way. And when you understand why, it actually tells you something profound about the nature of work itself. AI has transformed digital work faster than almost everyone predicted. It can write code, analyze data, generate content, process legal documents, and summarize research at a level that already displacing large categories of knowledge workers. The reason AI can do all those things is that they primarily exist in a digital environment. The inputs are structured, the output can be evaluated. The work happens in a controlled, predictable space. The trades are opposite of that. Think about what a plumber actually does on a given day. They arrive at a house they've never been before. The layout is different from the last job. The pipes are older than expected. Something is done incorrectly by the previous contractor. Water has caused a damage in a place no one anticipated. There's a tight space that requires specific physical maneuvering. A decision needs to be made based on incomplete information under time pressure with the homeowner waiting in the next room. That environment, unstructured, physically unpredictable, requiring both fine motor skills and real-time judgment, is exactly where robots fall apart today. Martin Ford, one of the most respected voices in automation space and the author of The Rise of the Robot, put it directly. He said, I'm paraphrasing, one of the safest areas for people is jobs that require lots of dexterity, hand-eye coordination, and flexibility. Think about skilled trade jobs like plumber or an electrician. The physical world is hard. Robots that can navigate a factory floor under controlled conditions struggle enormously when asked to climb into an attic or around eroded pipes in an unfamiliar building, or diagnose an HVAC fault in a system that is installed 20 years ago by someone who did not follow the manual. Robotic technology is advancing. Nobody is disputing that. But the timeline for robots that can genuinely replace a skilled tradesperson in a real-world environment is measured in decades, not years. And in that window, millions of trade people would have retired, wages would have risen further, and the shortage would have deepened. And here's the part of the story that ties everything together. And this is the irony that nobody in the mainstream conversation seems to be acknowledging. The same companies that are laying off tech workers in the name of AI are the exact same companies that are desperately searching for electricians, plumbers, and HVAC technicians. Why? Because AI needs physical structure to exist. Every AI model you use, every large language model, every data center running inference and training, it runs on physical hardware in a physical building that needs to be built, wired, cooled, and maintained by human hands. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, stood on a stage at the World Economic Forum and said, AI boom is the largest infrastructure build-out in human history and is going to create lots of jobs for plumbers, electricians, and steel workers. He directly said, you do not need a PhD in computer science to participate in this transformation. The Fortune magazine reported that electrical workers account for estimated 45 to 75% of total data construction cost. The US will need roughly 300,000 new electricians over the next decade just to meet AI-driven demand. And on top of replacing the 200,000 expected to retire. The demand for robotic technicians has jumped 107% since 2022. Demand for HVAC engineers has increased 67%. Construction roles have grown by 30%. Think about what that means. AI is not replacing the trades. AI is creating more demand for the trades than has ever existed before in history. GLL, one of the world's largest commercial real estate companies, called tradespeople a silent army, hidden behind the scenes, keeping the entire built environment running. And that said, without them, America cannot build the AI infrastructure it's betting its economy future on. Ford CEO Jim Farley said it plainly. America's AI ambitions are running headfirst into a labor war. You cannot replace the people who wire the buildings before you have the buildings. You cannot run an AI in a data center that is overheating because there is no HVAC technicians available to service it. The trades are not in competition with AI. The trades are the foundation that AI is built on. Now, let me speak directly to the person watching this who is thinking about their career options. Whether you're someone planning to move abroad, someone already here trying to find a stable path, or someone in tech who is looking at the layoff numbers and wondering what comes next, the trades deserves a serious consideration, not as a consolation prize, but as a deliberate strategic choice. Here's what makes trades practically compelling right now. First, the early pathway is accessible. Most apprenticeship programs combine paid on-job training with classroom instructions. You earn while you learn. No tuition fees debt, no 4 years out of the workforce. You start earning from day one and build skills that accumulate real market value over time. Second, the work is portable. A licensed technician or a plumber carries skills that transfer across cities, across borders. The physical laws that govern electrical installations and plumbing systems do not change depending on which country you are working in. With the right licensing, your skills move with you. Third, the work is recession resistant. Pipes break regardless of the economy. Buildings need heating and cooling regardless of what the stock exchange is doing. The AI boom has made data center maintenance non-negotiable. Essential work stays in demand throughout downturns in a way that dictionary tech roles simply do not. Fourth, the shortage creates negotiating power. When an industry is desperately short of skilled workers, the people who have those skills hold leverage. Wages are rising, companies are offering signing bonuses and accelerated career paths. The dynamic is fundamentally different from the saturated market where you are competing with hundreds of applicants for a single role. I want to be clear about something before I close. What this video is about is expanding the conversation because too many people make career decisions based on the narratives they were handed rather than the data in front of them. Right now, the data is telling us a very clear story. The white-collar job is restructuring around AI faster than most people anticipated. Entry-level and generalized roles are under real pressure. The job market is more competitive than it has been in years. At the same time, quietly without headlines, an entirely different sector is entering a golden age: skilled work. Physical work that robots cannot do, AI cannot replace, and offshore labor cannot perform. Work that AI boom is actually accelerating demand for. That combination, a shortage, a retirement wave, rising wages, and AI-driven demand does not come along often. For the person willing to look at it clearly and move strategically, the opportunity is real. The question is not whether the trades are worth it. The question is whether you are paying attention. If this video made you think differently about the options in front of you, subscribe to this channel. This is what we do here. We cut through the noise, look at the real picture so that you can make decisions based on clarity instead of confusion. And drop a comment below. I want to know, are you in tech, considering the trades, or somewhere in between? Let's have the conversation. I'll see you in the next one.